All right, here we go. First impressions review of the Enlightened Equipment Torrid jacket. All right, and I'm going to talk about what I like, what I don't like, and I'll also compare and contrast it to another puffy type jacket to stay warm. This is a Montbell ultralight down parka. I've had this for like half a decade more, and yeah, it was good to compare it to. But obviously, this is an older piece, a more worn out. You know, some down has leaked out of it, right? Sure. But I needed something to compare it with, and it was good for that purpose, especially because I'm very familiar with the limitations of this garment, how warm I would be in certain temperatures, right? And how warm I was when I tested this over the past few months now on day hikes and on my way to work. I commute, so I walk quite a lot, outside. Right, so it was a good opportunity to test it because this I'm adding to my spring and fall and early winter outfit kind of ensemble. If you're interested in seeing my complete clothing lineup, what I wear for the winter and for the spring and the fall, be sure to check out the description below. I'll put a link to my blog. I recently, did a big breakdown of all my clothing and the weights and right. But okay, let's jump into specs before I forget. So the Torrid, this is in the size large, and I opted for the 20D nylon on the outside for durability, a little bit more warmth, and definitely better at wind blocking and shedding of, a bit of, snow, rain. Of course, I wouldn't use this as a rain jacket, duh. Okay, specs on this one. Did I say the weight? 285, right? As you'd expect, this is slightly lighter. This is down. Over here, the Torrid, as you probably already know, this is insulated with the Climashield Apex synthetic insulation, the 2-ounce version. This is, a down jacket. I believe this is 800 fill, maybe 850. I'm not really sure. Like I said, it's an old jacket. But it served me well. It served me well. Okay. Now, I'll cut right to the chase, though. I say it served me well, and I say I know its limitations, right? Obviously, I just said that this is going to be in my lineup, so you can surmise that this jacket I prefer over this jacket. I like it. Generally, all in the end, when I add it all up, I definitely like this jacket, and I would recommend this jacket, especially considering how difficult it is to find a good jacket for ultralight backpacking. The market is flooded with all these very heavy jackets, which is fine if you prefer to have a heavier jacket. Hey, more power to you. But if you're looking for a light, warm jacket, at least for me, it has been a challenge to find, such a jacket. So yes, it's a good jacket. All right. So what do I like about it? Number one, warmth. It is warmer than this by several different degrees, I would say. So I start to get chilly in this jacket at around freezing with a insulating layer under it, say like a generic fleece or a gridded hoodie underneath, and then a base layer, right? But of course, don't forget accessories, a buff and gloves and a hat, right? So around freezing, I'm not that comfortable. I was pleasantly surprised that with the same layering under this, at around freezing, with just a hoodie, a synth hoodie, and base layer, or in this case, actually not even a base layer. When I'm going to work, it would just be a t-shirt. I was quite comfortable at 0 degrees, but mind you, I'm walking, or on day hikes, I'm walking around, I'm not sitting still, right? But then I decided, let's really see what this jacket can do. So I actually wore it in slightly colder conditions, -2, -3, and it actually kept me warm enough. If I would add, just another layer, for instance, a down vest underneath, or another warm layer, I definitely would be, fine at like -2, -3, and I would survive at colder temperatures too. I'm talking about like kind of being comfortable, right? The comfort for this one, I would say, is above freezing, just above freezing, right? So warmth, that was a pleasant surprise. It's comfortable to wear, right? Just wearing it, it layers well. I've tried it on with all the layers I intend on using it with, and it fits great, right? But there are a few things that actually could have been a bit more comfortable, and actually that this jacket is slightly more comfortable. Let me explain. I think the big one is up here at the neck. The hood is fine. I like the hood. It's warm. It's nice, right? Others have remarked on how there are these little, strings in here, that are part of the hood system that poke you. I haven't noticed that just yet, right? But I found that it was difficult to zip all the way up. I don't know if I have a big fat neck or what my problem is, but I must not have that fat of a neck, because on this jacket and other jackets, I don't have that hard of a time, or I don't really have a hard time at all, zipping it all the way up. With this one, I would have to move my buff around and scooch it back and, kind of struggle. But that's not a deal breaker. I can zip it up. Maybe what I've been doing is I'll zip it up most of the way and just kind of leave it, a bit open at the top. All right, not a deal breaker. Again, another not deal breaker is that the sleeves are, I would like a little bit more room in the sleeves, right? They're adequate, but the sleeves on the Montbell jacket, they have more space. I prefer that. However, speaking of sleeves though, these sleeves are floppy and big at the end here. What I like about this jacket is it has elastic, right? That's really nice. It keeps, the warmth sealed in. Especially nice with gloves, that, kind of go inside, keep your wrists warm, right? That's good. All right, but now on to something that could be improved. Not Montbell, Enlightened equipment, they opted for a tiny, tiny zipper. And it did not come with this pull tab. I actually added this pull tab from another piece of gear, right, that I salvaged, and I switched it over here. And that, effectively solved the problem. So it's not a big deal. You can solve it. I'm sure if you're watching this, you've got plenty of gear lying around that you can find a pull tab, or you could just use a piece of cordage, right, a piece of, guy line or whatever, and make your own pull tab. Fine. To give you kind of a comparison here, this comes with a pull tab, and the zipper is bigger, easier to use. All right. Next, what I like, actually, the pockets. I like that there's zipper. It's, again, I would prefer to have a slightly bigger zipper, but at the same time, I'm not really opening and closing the pockets so much. What I like is that there are just enough room for your hands, and that's it. And because I don't really intend on storing anything in here. That's mostly to warm up my hands, or maybe put a pair of gloves or something in there, right? So I actually prefer these pockets to the Montbell pockets, because they're bigger. You cannot close them, right? So definitely that's, +1 for the Torrid. Okay. I think that about wraps it up, for a first impression type video. Again, I'm very happy with the Torrid. I recommend it. Oh, and please, disclaimer, I'm not sponsored. I don't get gear for free. I didn't get it at a discount. I ordered it just like everybody else, right? But yeah, there are not that many reviews out there on the Torrid just yet, right? So I thought I would throw my hat out into the ring as well with this first review. Hopefully in the future I'll do a follow-up on it. But if the Montbell parka, which has served me well, I would say is kind of like 8 out of 10, right? I would minus it points for warmth, and I've had durability issues. If you see here, here's a patch, a nylon patch that I put on here, a small rip here. Another reason why I opted for the 20 on the outside, the 20D nylon, right? But yeah, definitely has some things that I prefer on this jacket to this jacket, like, the hood and the neck and the zipper. But overall, this is warmer. It's also, it's got the elastic, and also on the waist it has elastic, nicer pockets. I would say this is a solid 9 out of 10, sure. We'll see how the insulation holds up over time. Hoping that this will last me a while. Right, but okay. So we're closing in fast on the 10-minute mark. I'm not about to, jabber on and on like over 10 minutes on jackets, right? But yeah, I hope this was helpful, enjoyable. If you like nerding out on ultralight gear and clothing, okay. Thanks for watching. Take care. Happy trails to you. Stay warm out there, and goodbye.